Welcome back. So the toolbar is done. We're going to move on to new things. But before we actually do it, I want to just mention one thing. And that is right now, if you noticed last lesson, my tag was actually called app, or the selector was called app toolbar. Now that's that's a standard Angular name, but I want actually to make my tag unique for my company. So I'm going to add something inside every tag. And to avoid having to write this myself, like write Innotech every time, that's the company name I want to use, and then I could go into the toolbar component and change that right here, and that would be a possibility, but I would have to do it for every component that I would build using the CLI in the future. You can do it one place once and for all and get it done. So if I scroll down right here, I can go to the Angular JSON file. Actually, when you do the startup right here, it'll actually also ask you if you want to do this. And I can add inside this page right here under prefix, I can say I want to call it app Innotech every time when I start something. Now Angular encourages you to start with the name app and then minus and then put in your name right here. So that's what I'm going to do. So next time I create a component, and this lesson we're going to create the next component, which is going to be my navbar. So I'm just going to create the component for that. And next lesson we'll kind of create it probably. So let's try and create it now just to show you that the tag has now changed, or the selector. Going back right here, I want to add the side navbar in the next lesson. So what I want to do is I want to create a new component for that. So I'll do an ng generate component and put it in the public folder, and I'll call it side nav right here. Let's actually just call it side nav like this. I'm going to generate that component. Now you'll notice the difference is if I go into this new component on the public, you'll see that the tag now, or the selector, is now actually app Innotech side nav. So it automatically now adds the Innotech part or the company name you want to do. And that's, of course, for you to make your different components unique if you want to share them with the world sometime, right? And you don't crash with other components with the same selector name. So go in there and put in your own company name in there to kind of make your component unique. If you look at my, I can just to have a look right here, you can see right now you have the same problem with the app component. That's also app root right now. Let's just try and rename that just to kind of show you. If I rename that, I also have to go into the index file, because that's actually where my app root is created right here. There we go. So that's of course a way to also kind of make these changes. You can do them manually yourself, but it's just cooler using the Angular JSON file to kind of make a pre-configuration every time you use the CLI. So that's it for this lesson. Next lesson we'll try and actually add a navbar, and I might as well just tell you this is not something Trine requested. So I might get flamed when I see her at the review she doesn't want a side nav. I just wasted time creating this. But I want to show you guys how to make a side nav, so that's why I'm doing it anyway. And then Trine can just say, I don't want to pay for that because I didn't ask for it. But we'll have a talk about that in the Angular videos, or sorry, the Scrum videos later on. That's it for this lesson. See you next time, where we're going to actually build this side nav.